Dear students of CBSE class 10th English poetry, students from first flight, today our topic in this English version is the Ball poem that is composed by John Berryman. Students, this poem, the Ball poem, is a very important poem in terms of it gives us the strength to bear pains. Student, through this poem, the poet wants to make one realize that one should be strong enough to bear the pain of loss and the pain of separation. Students, this poem goes like this, and you can say the summary of this poem is like there is a boy who is playing on the seashore, who is playing near the harbor, and all of a sudden he loses his ball. Students, the ball goes ahead in the street, and at last it falls into the harbor. Now, student, the boy is very sad, and so many memories related to the ball are approaching to his mind. On some distance, the poet is standing there and he is observing that child, and he thinks though he was able to help the boy, but he didn't. Now the question is why he didn't. Student, he didn't want to help the boy because he want to make the boy strong to bear all these feelings of loss, because this life because in this life we live a life of possessions, we live in this world of achievements. In students, this world is a materialistic world, and we love something today or on some other day, and definitely in the end the time means the destruction of that thing on some day. Maybe we learn today, may we learn on some another day, but there is this thing with everybody, that everybody faces the loss today or on other day. That's why the poet wants the boy to face such feelings and to learn from this incident from the very day. Students, this is M. Rahman, and you are attending oracy classes of English language, and please to continue your syllabus and to go through your literature with our channel oracy classes of English language. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel. Now students, let's begin the poem, the Ball poem. Now students, as I have already told you, a boy loses his ball and he is very upset. The poet is observing the boy, and the poet thinks, what is the boy now? Means, what will happen to this boy now? What step he is going to take now? Who has lost his ball? The boy who has lost his ball, what he is going to do now? The poet is very keen. He wants to see the decisions and the steps and the emotions of the boy. What is he to do? And he is really curious to take the steps taken next moment by the boy. The poet says, I saw it go, and he accepts that the poet himself saw the ball go, and the ball was going merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over. There it is in the in the water. Students, the poet says that he was observing the ball was merrily going over, the ball was going happily, but the poet didn't interrupt, did disturb the boy, and he let the ball go into the water. No say, no use to say, oh, there are other balls. Students, it may be a question, why does the poet say no use to say, oh, there are other balls? Student, the poet says so because he wants to make the student realize his responsibility. The poet wants to make the boy realize this sadness, and he wants to make him strong enough to feel and bear all this. So he says, no use to say, oh, there are other balls. The poet says, it is useless because the feelings of the boy are related to this ball that he has lost. All the feelings were connected to the ball which he has lost, and if the poet buys some other ball for the boy, he won't accept it, and he would remain sad because this ball was very dear to him, and he had been playing with that ball in his past days. That's why this ball was very dear to him, and giving other ball won't do something positive. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy now because he lost the ball. An ultimate shaking means finally he got a shock and he fixes the boy. Fixes the boy means the boy was shocked and he was stood transfixed. He was unable to move. He was shocked, and as he stands rigid, students, he was unable to move. His hands and feet were fixed on one place because he was shocked and he was thinking about the ball with which his emotions were connected. He was shaking, he was trembling, students, staring down all his young days, and he was staring the ball which was in the water, and he was unable to pick that ball. All his young days into the harbor where his ball went. Students, he had been playing with that ball on that harbor, and his feelings and emotions were connected with that ball. Now he lost that ball, and this was an immense sadness for him. It was a great shock for him because his ball went. Now the poet says, I wouldn't intrude on him. The poet says, I would not interfere in his activities. I would not say any word. I would not do any help. A dime, another ball, the poet says, although he is able to give another ball. Although another ball can be purchased, a dime means, students, a currency, means any other ball can be bought for some rupees, for some dollars, for some paise, okay, but it is worthless. Poet says it is worthless. Why worthless? Because the emotions were related, the emotions were connected to this ball, means the all the emotions and memories of the boy were connected to that ball, and he won't accept any new ball. It means when we connect our emotions and memories to something and we lose it, it's very painful, students. Now he senses first responsibility, and the opinion of the poet is this boy must come to know what his responsibility was, and now what responsibility will there be. Now what the responsibility is for him. The responsibility was to save the ball, to protect the ball, and he himself be strong enough to do all this. Means the poet warned the boy, the poet warned the boy to the poet warned the boy to understand, the poet warned the boy to realize his responsibility and to understand that he should be strong enough to cover all the responsibilities, and he would not let anything loose. In a world of possessions, because student, this world is a materialistic world. In this world everybody loves some possessions, and somewhere somewhere something is very dear and favorite for anybody, and favorite to anybody, favorite to favorite for everybody. People will take balls and balls will be lost. Hey students, here balls means possessions of this world, and people definitely will have something, and that thing will be lost in future because it is the system of the world. You gain and loss. When you achieve something, then definitely as the time passes it will be lost. Then you must have, students, such a power that you can bear that loss, and you can cover your life, and you can survive with that loss. Little boy, addressing in her heart, student, the poet is describing the philosophy why he did not interfere with his activity, because he says, though for some rupee, for some dollars, for some money, he could buy a ball, but it was worthless because that boy was connected to his feelings. Now he wants to make the boy understand his responsibility to protect and to save his possessions, because this world is based on materialism, and he should come to know how one should save his possessions. And in this world, people have possessions, and if they don't know how to protect them, they will suffer. In the same way, the boy must know it. And no one buys a ball back, students. Sometimes people are not able to buy that thing back that they have lost already. In the same way, the poet didn't let the boy purchase, and he didn't purchase any ball for the boy, and he left the boy without a ball because he wanted to make him bear all this. He says money is external. It's a very important question, students. Here, money is external. Money is external means there is no matter of money. This is not a question of money that you can buy something, but the main thing is he is learning. The boy is learning. When you lose something, you should be strong enough to face these pains. So the boy is learning. Well, behind his desperate eyes, and the poet see whatever he was learning, he sees behind his disappointed eyes the epistemology of loss. Students, epistem is a Greek word that means to take some knowledge in some condition, and the condition is loss. Here, the poet is learning the philosophy of dealing with the sadness and pain of loss, how to stand up, and he was learning how he could stand up with a loss, how he could bear that loss, knowing what every man must one day know. And the poet says that he should know that this loss is faced by man on some day or other, and most know many days, and sometimes this pain continued, and people bear all these things for many days. How to stand up? It means they, by their problems, by their sufferings, and by their pains, and by their loss, students, they continued to learn for a long time, and they had to, and they have to, and they will have to learn how to stand up in such a situation. In this way, this boy must also learn how to stand with these sufferings, and he will learn his responsibility, because this is the first chance in his life how to chance to learn how to save his own possessions without anybody. And second, he should learn how to bear such type of feelings and loss when he becomes separate. Now, students, let's see poetic devices used in this poem. Students, in these two lines, what two words are used? The same word is used in the beginning of two or more lines. Students, it is anaphora. Students, in the first line, boy, now, who, lost, ball, the sound of vowel is repeated again and again in the mid of the words. Students, that's why assonance literary device is used in this line. Students, in this line, what and what, two times what is used, that's why there is a repetition. Students, merrily bouncing. Merrily bouncing means the ball is a non-animate thing. Students, it's a non-living thing, but the ball is going merrily just like a happy person bouncing. The ball bounces only, but that is going merrily. That there is imagery, because a picture is before our eyes how the ball was moving. Students, merrily, two words are repeated in the beginning of the two lines. That's why anaphora is used here. Students, a dime, another ball is worthless. A dime, students, in this line, no conjunction is used, and the omission of conjunction when we do, student, it is called asyndeton, asyndeton. Students, this literary device is used when we omit conjunction. In this way, in this line, asyndeton is used here. Students, balls, repetition is here in this line, and buys a ball back. The first sound of each word is a B, that is consonant, and it is repeated. That's why alliteration figure of speech is used in this line. Now, students, you can see there is no fixed rhyme scheme. That's why students, this poem is written in blank verse. Now, students, I hope You have got everything from this poem. And if you like our lecture, please students, don't forget to subscribe our channel Oracy Classes of English Language. And students, please continue your syllabus with us. And if you like, please don't forget to share and like. Thanks.